KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, there's so much to see and do at the Figge, but your visit shouldn't feel overwhelming. We'll get some tips to make the most of your trip to the Art Museum.
Plus, a night to celebrate the Mississippi River and acknowledge the people working to protect it. We'll get details on River Action's annual Fish and Fire fundraiser dinner.
And a Moline favorite is leveling up. Lifted Energy is here to tell us about a new location, a new beverage truck, and how they're bringing their spark to even more locations across the Quad Cities. And that's where we begin today on Quad Cities Live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier alongside my co-host Kyle Keel. Well, this Moline business is bringing a boost of energy to the Quad Cities with exciting changes and more ways to connect with customers.
Yeah, we are talking about Lifted Energy, known for its lineup of caffeinated drinks and coffee creations. Joining us today from Lifted Energy is one of the owners, Ashley Adelfinger. Ashley, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you about a lot of exciting things happening with your business. But first, let's talk about how it all started in the beginning. What was the idea to create this Lifted Energy coffee and energy drink shop, and how did it get its name?
Yeah, so it was my sister Christine's idea. She had helped another local business invent their energy drink line throughout COVID to kind of help them get through COVID, to keep a drive-through open, trying to bring in a little extra business. After that, she decided, you know, this was such a great idea. Let's just branch out and do something of my own. And she asked me to be a part of it, and I was super thankful to be a part of that. And from that, we started doing pop-ups and just grand openings for other companies, and eventually saved enough money to open up our first brick and mortar.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And speaking of, so you've recently moved into a new location.
We have,
So tell us about the space and just kind of why this was the right next step for you guys.
Yeah, so we were at our current location, and we did have, you know, a couple of issues with that location. And so we decided to start looking around, and thankfully to our followers is how we found our second location.
Good.
So we put out there that we were looking for another location. Everyone was commenting, telling us where to go. And from that, we were able to reach out and find that the old QC Fuel location was, you know, up for lease, and we were able to get in there. So we're not too far, just right down the road, really, from our old location.
I was just going to say, it's a great location based on where you were, first of all, and also new within the last couple of months. You've kind of taken Lifted on the road, and you have your own beverage truck.
Yeah, we have a beverage truck now, which I did not think would be as popular as it is, but it is very popular. That little thing is booked out, I tell you. The beverage truck is doing great, so people just, you know, you can message us on our Facebook page, text our phone line, any way you want. We come on out and just serve all of our full menu, plus the treats that we have on the truck.
That's great. And so with that said, obviously you are able to, as a business, take part in a lot more events, stop by some different businesses. So can you talk about just a couple of those that you are planning on participating in? I mean, just looking at your Facebook page, you were at the group recently.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure people really appreciate seeing you guys
I love it when businesses reach out and we can go and just give them a pick-me-up for the day. So that's probably our favorite. Yeah, we have the group. We're going to be at Walmart parking lot, I believe, on Friday as well. We've been at Doll Ford. The Marketplace 2500 has been great to us, and we've been out there as well in the morning. But also surprisingly, we've been getting booked for graduation parties.
Oh, yeah, it's that season.
Yeah, it's that season. So that has been really fun for us, being able to go out to those.
And those high schoolers, they really do like the energy drinks. They really like the
drinks for them, coffees for the moms.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. So speaking of the drinks, let's get right to it. So we're looking at your Lifted Later products. So explain to our viewers what this is, because it's more than just a little bottle full of an energy drink. We can actually save these in our own fridge.
Yeah, so we thought of Lifted Later as my sister, Christine, she's the brains, obviously. We had a lot of people when we weren't opening up too early, or we weren't opening up late enough. We decided to invent something that they could take with them. They could stop by at another time and get their favorite energy drinks to go. And so what's great about these is that you can seal them and you can put them in your fridge. They last for at least 3 weeks, maybe even longer. I don't know. We drink them before then, so I have never been able to truly test out the carbonation factor in it.
Right.
But, yeah, so any one of our energy drinks that we have, we can put in a Lifted later for you.
That's great. So then you can kind of just roll out of bed and have your Lifted Energy right away before even leaving the house.
Stock up.
Yeah. Yes. You told us already before we started the show what flavors you have here, but can you tell us again for our viewers?
That is our Squatch. Okay. So that is our strawberry, watermelon, pineapple. Our Sunrise, which is peach and mango.
Ooh, yum.
And our Fuji, which is our blue raspberry cotton candy, which is probably the most popular with like high school age.
I will not be telling my kids cotton candy is in that because they will think
they will want to drink it.
They will think it is. So speaking of the energy drinks that go in it, you actually just started serving Monster in your drinks today.
Yes, we did. Today was our first day with our white Monster. We started off with Reign.
Yeah.
You know, higher caffeine count, a little cleaner energy drink wise, and then we've just, we get a lot of good, we love the feedback, and we try to take that in and see where we can place it. And so Rockstar we brought in pretty quickly after we started, and then today we brought in the White Monster.
Right. And real quick, Ashley, you've got some exciting news. You are opening a second Lifted location in May.
We are. We're so excited. We're going to open up our second Lifted location May 1st.
Awesome.
It's 111 6th Avenue in Silvis.
Downtown Silvis.
Downtown Silvis.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So
happy to hear the success of your business. Now, their new location in Moline is located at 1806 15th Street. You can give them a call on the number in your screen. You can also visit them on Facebook, Lifted Energy. You can also find them on Instagram and TikTok. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate
Thank you guys for having me.
Congrats again. Yes, thank you. Coming up on Quad Cities Live, current exhibitions on view at the Figge Art Museum, along with tips for tackling your museum visit.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, if you've ever walked into a museum and wondered, where do I even begin? You're not alone. A visit to the Figge Art Museum can be inspiring, of course, but with so much to see, it can also feel a little overwhelming for some people. Luckily, we have the perfect guide with us today. Vanessa Sage is the co-senior curator at the Figge Art Museum, here to offer some tips on how to make the most of your experience. Vanessa, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome back. You are the perfect person to ask how to get around the museum, of course. So can you give us just a quick overview of some of the exhibitions that are currently on view at the Figge?
Two really exciting ones are Preston Singletary Raven in the Box of Daylight, which is a 2-floor exhibition.
Oh, wow.
Immersive. He is a Tlingit glass artist, and that has projection, beautiful large-scale glass works that draw on his heritage, and that's on the 4th and the 3rd floors. It's just a gorgeous exhibition going from night to day. Basically, it's the narrative of Raven and him stealing the sun, moon, and the stars.
Yeah, beautiful photos that the Figge provided for us to showcase to our viewers today of this exhibition. It is very large, and people are really excited to go and see this one, from what it seems like.
Yes, and they keep coming back, which is something we always like for people.
Absolutely. And we've also got young artists at the Figge. Can you tell us a little bit about what that exhibition is? Is that local artists?
It is. It's local elementary school students.
Oh my goodness, so cute. They're good.
They're
very
really good. Honestly, walking through that gallery, it's in the community gallery, you see some things, and I've seen a lot of art, and there's some really great art in there.
Some talented artists.
And that's right next door to the Golden Age, featuring works from the National Gallery of Art. And so we've got, K through 5 students from our community, and then right next door are 17th century masters like Anthony van Dyck and Frans Hals. And so it's really powerful to see how when kids come in and see their art hung up in a museum.
Gosh,
and
I
it's
can't
very
imagine.
meaningful.
Yes, meaningful to them, meaningful to their families, and they really do a fabulous job. It's so colorful, judging by the photos that you sent in. So from your perspective, with this mix of exhibitions, what makes all of this especially meaningful or even unique?
There's quite a bit. If you want to just go off of like Preston Singletary Raven in the Box of Daylight. That's a nationally touring exhibition. It's been to the Smithsonian. It's been all across the country.
And now
this
is
its last stop.
Wow.
So this is really a very great opportunity for people to see that exhibition.
Yes.
That's on view through August 2nd. Okay. And then we have the Golden Age, the National Gallery of Art. Those are 10 works from the National Gallery of Art that are traveling as part of the Across the Nation initiative, which was recently written up in the New York Times.
Right.
We're one of only 10 institutions to have works loaned to us.
I love hearing you talk about it because it reminds, I think it reminds all of us of how lucky we really are to have the Figge and have, these opportunities to see all of this incredible art. So for somebody that may be walking in the Figge for the very first time, where should they start? What's your advice?
So my advice is always to start on the 4th floor, which is the top of the tower, and work your way down.
Okay.
Because that way you can start at the top and then exit through the gift store and see if you would like to purchase anything.
Yes.
And it also paces out really wonderfully because for the round of exhibitions that's up now, you could go and you should start on the 4th floor for the Raven narrative, then go to the 3rd.
Okay.
And then I would suggest going out into the Winter Garden. You can take a breather, refresh with a waterfall work that is by Team Lab. See the river, see eagles.
Yeah.
Walk down this stairwell, continue on to the permanent galleries, which we reinstalled 4 permanent galleries and more thematic pairings like landscape, for instance.
Yes.
And then you can take your kids through the Family Activity Center for another kind of break.
Yeah.
After seeing the works in the Lewis Wing, National Gallery of Art, the Community Gallery with the Young Artists, and then head downstairs to your way out.
Oh my goodness. So I love hearing you explain it like that. I don't know that I would have thought to start at the top and make my way down. And you're right, that little pit stop outside to just kind of take in the surroundings. It's so beautiful where the Figge Art Museum is located in downtown Davenport. I think that can help you, kind of take a breather and feel a little less overwhelmed.
A little rest, and then we have plenty of seating, comfortable couches,
wonderful.
And just being able to look outside for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then the kids can get their wiggles out a little bit in the Family Activity Center.
I love that. Wonderful. Well, there are 7 exhibitions currently on view at the Figge right now, in addition to the Figge's permanent collection of incredible art. To plan your trip ahead of time, visit the website on your screen, FiggeArtMuseum.org. As always, Vanessa, your expertise, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Coming up, it's one of the area's biggest celebrations of the Mississippi River. We'll learn more about River Action's annual Fish and Fire fundraiser, honoring people and organizations making waves in our community.
Quad Cities Live continues.
Well, it is one of the area's signature celebrations of the Mississippi River. River Action's annual Fish and Fire fundraiser brings together community leaders, activists, and supporters for an evening of food, fun, and recognition. Joining us today with details is Kathy Wine, Executive Director of River Action. Kathy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I certainly do love talking about this event. Every year it is very special, but for those who don't know, what is Fish and Fire? This tradition started, what, more than 20 years ago?
Yes, it did, and we are celebrating the river. We also celebrate excellence on the river, and that's what the Fish and Fire is meant to do, is celebrate these Eddie Award winners, when we have quite a few this year.
Yes, you do, and I'm excited to talk about that. A few familiar faces and names on that list. So this is all happening next Thursday, April 30th. It's at the Waterfront Convention Center, how fitting, in Bettendorf. So what can guests expect throughout the evening? Doors open at 5 p.m.?
Yes, and of course the cocktail hour, and then we have an auction, on the silent auction, lots of things and experiences. You can buy a boat cruise, you can get a beautiful quilt, there are all kinds of silent auction items.
Yeah.
And then we go to dinner and have, after that, the Eddie Awards. We have a little impact of River Action, showing you kind of how many states we've done with Floatzilla and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we have a live auction too,
which is a lot of fun, right? We were just talking about it during the commercial break. You've got Decker Plain that's going to be helping with the live auction, and if you've been to an event with him before, you know that it's lively and it's fun.
I know. I met with him the other day. I said, well, we're going to auction off a Linwood Ironwood mining tour down under in the mine.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have a lot of fun with that, he said.
Of course we will.
I would like to do that, he said.
Yeah.
So, those are fun.
Yes, very fun. So the Eddie Awards, right? Can you tell us a little bit about what those honors celebrate? Because there are some different categories.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's excellence on the riverfront. It's inspirational. It's what you can do if you don't give up. It's kind of that, you know, everyone that's there has done something, accomplished so much.
Yeah.
Maybe started with a radical idea in the beginning, but made it happen.
Made it happen, and it has made a difference. So are we allowed to highlight a few of them beforehand? Is that okay? Okay, so one of them is art. Okay, so we just had the Figge Art Museum on.
I know.
And you'll be honoring Melissa Moore from the Figge Art Museum.
I know.
So that's very special.
She handed the artist a glass box, and they ended up with a Michelangelo.
Yes.
In it.
You were totally right.
Gorgeous.
You're talking about the building itself.
I know. I mean, it's so transformational and all. So, yeah, that's an idea that was probably very radical in the beginning, but this one.
They made it happen. I think it was in the making for 100 years or something along those lines. I mean, they thought about it decades ago. So I want to talk about some more of them before I run out of time with you. So design the city of Moline for its riverfront plan.
Right. Most cities are trying to wall out the water. Moline says, let's let it in. And that's the way to go, because it will, by putting it into the green lawn that they have within that riverfront plan, letting the water go into it when it's flooding, actually replenishes the aquifer. We don't have a wall that's making water go fast down the river.
Okay.
But, a natural solution. So.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful plan.
Wonderful plan. Some of the other categories that you can expect to hear about if you take part in this evening is going to be design, which was Moline, education, revitalization. This one is also very special and going to Jack Cullen. So people will have seen him on QCL in the past. All his work with the Rock Island Downtown Alliance.
He was the perfect person to step into that job because he understands business, culture, all of it.
It's all valuable to him.
It's everything, everywhere, all at once. I mean, they had a lot of work, had to go underneath the streets.
Yeah.
And then on top, of course, all the wayfinding and the gateways and the people running around, sweeping the streets, picking up cat trash and all the pop-ups, and it's just fantastic.
So, you know, as we wrap up, why do you feel it's so important to recognize these people, organizations, municipalities in this way at this event?
Well, I think, as I said, it's an inspiration. It shows what can be accomplished when we're working together. So much of them involve a lot of collaboration, so we like celebrating that. We're selling the Quad Cities all the time, aren't we? So we kind of do that when we say all these new things are happening, and
someone's got to get
attention must be paid.
Yes, it absolutely does. Well, the 24th annual Fish and Fire fundraiser benefiting River Action is next Thursday, April 30th. Doors open at 5 with a social hour, silent auction, followed by a sit-down dinner, and of course the Eddie Awards. The evening ends with that live auction we talked about. To buy your tickets, just visit riveraction.org/fish-and-fire. Kathy, an amazing spokesperson. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And up next, we've got our fun little segment back this week, our Throwback Thursday. Find out how far we are throwing back our memories to after the break.
Quad Cities Live continues.
All right, well, it's been a little while since we've gotten together either for a winner of the week or Throwback Thursday, which is today, Throwback Thursday. And from what I think, you're going back pretty far, right?
I'm going back pretty far, yeah. I was at my grandma's house a few weeks ago, and she had a little envelope with some pictures.
Stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, Throwback Thursday for QCL, got it. So this is me, and I forgot to look at the date on the back because my mom, when we were younger, she would write the date on everything. It should be like Kyle James, 3 years old, 1994, whatever. So I'm pretty sure this has to be 93. I'm probably a year and a half, to 2 years old, because my brother's not in the picture with me. So it was a little before he was born. But yeah, that's 1.5, 2-year-old Kyle with Elmo on Sesame Street. So that's my little throwback. My son is a spitting image, so
he really does look a lot like you.
Yeah, and then we just got back from Florida, and so his freckles have come out. And my brother, we saw my brother the other day, and he's like, "Wow, his freckles are really coming out. I'm like, yep, he's got my genes.
Runs in the family, runs in the family. Well, mine's also of a little kid, but it's my little kid. It's not me as a little kid. So this is kind of a funny story. This is April of 2021.
Okay.
And we were out eating at a restaurant, and Darby saw these girls going to a dance across the street, so high school age, and she wanted to stand in front of them. So she started out just crossing the street to get close to them because they looked like princesses.
Yes.
And then what ended up happening was she got in there.
That's
so they had like a professional photographer and everything. So this is how it started, right? She was just like on the periphery, and then I think they must have like invited her to stand with them.
That's so funny. She's like, I'm invited to the party.
She's such a little ham, and like
is.
I just
her
love,
little dress too. That's so cute.
I just love doing these segments because then like, you know, I see all these like cute pictures and videos of how funny she used to be, like when she was, you know, 3
almost forget about it.
You forget how funny. And I send her dad like 10 videos. Look how cute she is.
I know, it's adorable, and it's true. They truly do grow up so fast.
They
can't believe how
way
quick
too
they're growing.
fast.
Yes,
way too fast. That's why I love this segment.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for sticking with us today and watching Quad Cities Live.
Yeah, we hope to see you back here tomorrow, or I should say Friday at 3 o'clock here for our next live broadcast.